Welcome to the Philip Levy Show, discussing health, wealth, and life. Here we go.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Great. Thank you for having me.
You are welcome for me having you. I don't think that's. I don't know. So one of the friendliest faces that I have had the pleasure of interviewing, and one of the sweetest people out in the world of not just OCR, because this podcast doesn't talk about just OCR. It talks about, well, the tagline is the exploration of health, wealth, and life. And well, hi, I'm Phil. I didn't even introduce myself to you all listening. And I've got on the show with me today Misty Diaz. Lil Misty Diaz.
Yes, little Misty Diaz.
Is it little or Lil?
L-I-L.
L-I-L?
Like
Lil Wayne or...
Boom. First OG right here.
Right.
First L-I-L.
What makes you such an OG Lil Misty Diaz?
I'm a little... I'm the true 4'4". I mean, I'm 4'4". I mean, come on. You can't get any more OG than that. I've been around for a minute.
That's okay. That's
Little Wayne isn't, you know.
4'4".
He's not 4'4".
No, Lil Wayne's, he's like kind of a... He's more of like a minuscule Wayne. He's not large Wayne. He's like medium Wayne.
These rappers with these little... No, they're not. They're tall. No, I'm little.
You're Lil Misty Diaz.
I hold true to the L-I-L.
Now, so you're all over social media, and
I am.
You're sharing your story with the world, and what an absolute you're a ball of energy and a ball of strength and inspiration to so many people. Why is that? What makes you who you are? I don't want to say what makes you so special, because that's going to come off wrong, but literally you're a very special person.
Thank you.
And your personality shines through. Why are you so special? How about that?
So I have a condition called Spina Bifida, and when I was growing up, I never met anybody until my 20s who had my condition. Mm-hmm. So I was walking around, going to school, just in this dark, deep depression of, I'm the only one in this entire universe who has my condition. And, you'd open up magazines and you wouldn't see anybody who was adaptive, who, had a disability. You turn the TV on, you didn't see any of that. And when I finally did find and, get to find my passion, I was like, I'm going to be as loud as I can about my mission, about positivity, about my why factor. I'm going to be loud about my struggle. I'm going to be loud about everything that I possibly can, as long as it's helping somebody. And it's worked. And it keeps working. And here I am.
Yeah, I'll say, having followed your journey from the sidelines, just reading some of the comment threads on your social media posts, you really help a lot of people. Like, you really inspire. People are just, by you getting out there on course or doing the Red Bull 400, climbing a ski jump during the summertime.
The opposite way.
Right, the opposite way. Where people who are not adaptive athletes, people who just have excuses to not do something because it looks hard. Yeah. And I'd like to kind of unpack your why factor a little bit in this statement. Like your willingness to go out there and just kick the crap out of life, like say bring it on, is so inspiring to people, any type of person, Yeah. And how did you find that? How did you find what your wow factor is?
I literally had to lose everything, and by everything, I lost everything. And I had my 28th operation. I was living in Los Angeles, and the doctor cut me wrong, and I was a wreck.
The doctor cut you?
Yeah, he cut me wrong.
Like incorrectly.
Yeah.
Goodness.
He cut my intestines, and I think I've talked about this on one podcast. I was bleeding up until about the last 4 years. Still, every day, still bleeding.
Just bleeding.
Yeah, just bleeding from my intestines area, and I was, living in Los Angeles. I had moved there to create a better life for me and my significant other, and we just wanted to have a foundation, just a new start. He had a great job, and I was getting ready to start this job in Los Angeles, and I needed to have an operation, and we were prepared for it, so we thought, and it just. I was super. I wasn't crazy active like I am now. I was just. I would. Go to my job. I was just a member of society. I was doing my best, going to my 9-to-5 job. Cooking dinner. For us. And I had the surgery. It was supposed to be out that day, so we didn't pack a bag. And I ended up being there for 10 days. And the prescription that I was given when I left and while I was in the hospital was morphine. And morphine is not something you play around with. No. And I became highly addicted to it. And I was taking it twice a day. And next thing you know, I needed a male. I had a male nurse come and start taking care of me. And here I am in my 20s, and I'm losing my relationship, and I'm miserable. I mean, when you're not, when you're miserable with yourself, and you're just mentally not okay. I mean, it affects everything around you. Right. And we were going through a breakup, and then I lost the apartment, and I lost the job, and I couldn't keep it. And
was this due to the morphine, or just the place that you were in specifically?
Well, everything. I was helpless. I couldn't even take care of myself. I'm having this man my insurance is paying for to take, you know what I mean? Like, you just lose that dignity of, like, I can't even get to the bathroom. Like, who are you? Right. And this was supposed to be, a lot of it was anger at the doctor. And I actually ran into him a couple months ago, and I lost it.
I think that you have grounds to lose it.
I lost it. I saw him at the hospital, and I lost it, and he just looked the other way, and that was it. But so here I am, and I hit this rock bottom, and I'm sitting in uncomfortability. I'm not walking. I'm not exercising. I'm definitely not eating right. I'm sleeping all hours of the day, and I'm alone, and I don't know what to do other than try to attempt to get off of, what I've been taking, which is the morphine. And if you know me, I'm a person where it's all or nothing, and I like to do it on my own. I'm very independent. Yeah. And, I never suggest this, first and foremost, but I sat in my house and I detoxed on my own. I went to the store,
what did that look like?
It was a wreck. I made sure I had a ton of groceries, a ton of fluid, and I was in my house, for about a month, a good solid month. And slowly but surely, I thought, well, I'm already uncomfortable. We all face this in any life situation in our life. We've been doing the same thing over and over, hoping for different results. But we don't want to go through that uncomfortability factor, so we just keep sticking with, the path that we're on, which we're not too comfortable on, or, we're just really hoping for something to come out of it that's different. Or we could take that uncomfortability and we can apply some new techniques and take the risk and see what the outcome is.
What kind of
And that was me walking, simply exercising and walking. That was literally the gist of it. Yeah. Because I wasn't doing that. I wasn't going out. I lived 2 blocks away from the beach, and I'd never walked to the ocean. What?
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
You know what I mean?
That's kind of weird.
Like, people look forward to them on the weekends with their family, or just a stroll alone, or whatever. And I had never done that, and that was my end goal, was getting to the ocean. And I started walking to my mailbox. Salvation Army took everything. I literally was down to 2 suitcases, living out of my Mazda, sleeping on friends' couches, and I slowly but surely, by not giving up, staying consistent with just that walk, built a platform of, by me being consistent, I'm starting to notice color. I'm starting to see change. I'm starting to meet people along my walk. I'm starting to feel better about myself. I'm starting to feel a little taller. I mean, just, the simplest bit of consistency. I never imagined that. Having 28 operations, no doctor ever said, how much exercise are you getting? What doctor says that? It's very rare. Or how much playtime are you getting in the sun? Right. How much, just anything. It's very rare you hear that. Yeah. And I was never asked that question. And here I am. I found a better job. I didn't give up. I found a cute little esthetician job, and I kept it, and I was the front desk girl, and everybody loved to come and hang out, and then I got a better job, a better hotel, a relationship, a better relationship, just the process of being a normal human being. And it all started with me just simply walking and staying consistent.
You know what I found? That normal is, because I get people are like, Phil, you're not normal when they talk to me and they know me personally, and I'm like, hey guys, normal is a setting on the washing machine. Totally. So I'm gonna be me, be who people expect you to be, but I'm gonna go hang out with people like Misty Diaz, like the other people that I've had the fortune of learning about this weekend. And I think it's important to be, I'm preaching to the choir here. I'm preaching to the choir master here, and it's important to be yourself. Oh, totally. And I mean, there is no other way to live, in my opinion. Yeah. Totally. So. Totally. You started at the mailbox, and I love the analogy of the mailbox, because I'm assuming after the mailbox you went, where was the next milestone?
To the end of the block, to the ocean. Yeah, the ocean. That's the problem, is we tend to look at the much greater factor of, oh my God, I got to get to the ocean. When no, you don't. You need to just open up your front door and get down the two, 3 steps that I had. Just get to that point, and then worry about break it up. Forest. Yeah, totally.
Excellent. Okay, so now that you are who you are, you've come into your own. You are, I mean, you're your own brand, right?
Yes.
You are awesome. What gets you out of bed in the morning?
Gratitude.
Love it.
That's the foundation of everything. You want me to build a recipe, it's going to be gratitude. That's the biggest ingredient. Gratitude, because I have the ability to climb mountains. I have the ability to get up and walk on crutches. Like, I have the ability to drive a car. I know that sounds so simple, but it's not. I have the ability to call up one of my Spina Beautiful kids and give them advice, because I've gone through something.
Spina Beautiful.
Yeah, that's the hashtag I created a couple of years ago. Being labeled, growing up, being bullied, you get associated with negative, terms, comments, whatever, labels, I'm sorry.
Right.
And I was like, wait a minute. So yeah, if you look up the hashtag, you'll just see some incredible stories that are linked up to it.
Look it up. Now that sounds like a nonprofit or something you have
started. It does. I recently started creating something, so stay tuned.
Okay. All right.
Stay tuned.
I like that.
Episode 2.
Okay. I like it. Maybe we'll unpack that next time. Okay. So now gratitude is such a powerful word, and I think that it's the fact that you were just jumped on that, and it speaks to the level of intelligence that you hold. I think the longer you have to think about, let me back up. I asked that question to a lot of people, and the movers and shakers, the people who are their own person, who are wealthy, and not in a sense of monetary wealth, in the sense of social wealth, of respect, of the people who are wealthiest in that definition, always say gratitude. They always say it, and I love it. And I just wanted to share that with you.
Thank you.
Because being who I am, and I talk, and I interview a lot of people, and the ones that really are happy, the ones that get it, that are wealthy in the sense that I just explained, always say gratitude. So yeah. If I had a hat on that said gold digger or whatever, I would take it
now
off
I need to get a hat that says gratitude.
I do. You should make a hat that says gratitude. All right. Next question. How do you bring out the best version of yourself?
How do I bring out the best version of myself? By being honest, by being myself. There's no, how you see me on social media, if you hang out with me for a day, you're probably going to get more craziness, more rawness, and like, let's go do this challenge, or hey, this is a really great idea. Yeah. I'm no different. There's nothing you could find that would make me, that would expose, or I'm just me.
Yeah, that's great. There's no wrong answer.
Yeah,
awesome.
I'm just me.
Okay, being yourself.
Yeah. I don't care what people, I don't care about people's opinions when it comes to oh, well, you need to be this way, or you should probably, change it up this way.
Right.
No,
No.
I'm good.
I'm going to be me.
Yeah.
When did you arrive at that?
Oh, it took some time.
I bet it did.
Oh, it took a long time. I want to say 7 years ago.
Okay.
It just was like...
What corner did you turn, or?
It finally hit me, like, what I was doing. I was creating and doing something bigger than I had ever expected. And that was in Yonkers, New York. I was running my first half marathon. And this family said, hey, because if you follow my social media, usually I say, unless I have a crazy schedule, but usually I say, hey guys, it's your girl. I'm coming to Park City, Utah. If anybody wants to come out, or if anyone, who's finding beautiful, this is where I'll be.
Yeah.
DM me. And 9 times out of 10, I get somebody.
That's great.
And I did that for Yonkers, New York, in my first half marathon. And I see a car like at mile 4 or 5. And there's a little boy in the back seat, and there's looks like a husband and wife in the front seat driving, and they're cheering, they're yelling, they are honking, they are everything. And there's not one person around me but this car alongside of me and my Sherpa. And they're like, we follow you on social media. Our son has spina bifida. And they waited for me at the finish line. They rented a car to come out to the race. And we get past these these markets in Yonkers, and it's like this strip of markets, like little fruit stands and stuff. And I'm seeing people run out with their groceries to cheer me on in the middle of this closed street. I'm talking like 10, 20, 30 people.
Yeah, wow.
And they're just like, what's her name? Who is she? Da 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 da. And we reached this like suburban area because we're coming in, and there's this guy who literally was in a robe, in slippers, in his newspaper. I kid you not. On the other hand, and he's right behind us, and he's asking. I'm yelling at the top of my lungs, I can't turn back. I will not look back. I'm so sorry. I got to keep this momentum. So I go, my Sherpa will talk, and I'm yelling this.
Yeah.
So she goes and talks to him, and they exchange information. He ended up donating and stuff like that. It was super great.
Donating to what?
To help me keep racing back then.
Oh, great. Okay.
I was raising money to keep racing, and he literally, it like hit me. I was like, oh my God, I'm like helping people, because my intent was just to feel better, was just to be able to like leave my house, to be able to stay consistent, to walking to the mailbox, to recover from such a traumatic events. And I found my recovery in helping others. It was a slow process, which slowly unmasked and stripped off everything that I was hiding, which was the fact that, I have a disability. And I finally was just like, this is who I am. I don't care. People love it. I'm loving it, Yeah. I'm feeling taller. I'm feeling more like I want to do more. How can I do more? And that was like the hit of it, where I was like, okay, I got to figure out how to keep doing this. I didn't know how I was going to keep doing it, but I figured I got to keep doing this. And that's what I did. I figured out. 7
years ago?
It was about 7 years ago, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
And, yeah.
And so helping others is how you've unearthed and brought to the forefront of things the best version of you.
Yeah.
Love that.
I wasn't in myself anymore.
What's that?
I wasn't stuck in self anymore. Once you take yourself out of self,
yeah,
there's some clarity that starts coming to surface if you allow it. But the thing is we tend to hold on. Mm-hmm. But if we just learn to let go a little, we don't have to let go a lot. If we just start at a base of just like, okay, this is what we're going to do.
Right.
We're going to let go a little. And then you wait, you just hold out for that outcome. You're going to see it's a positive outcome.
Yeah.
And that's what I did.
That's powerful stuff. It really is. It takes people a lifetime, if not more, to figure that out.
Yeah.
And you did it in 28 years, 25 years?
Yeah, 26, 27, yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, you're ahead of the game. You really are. Tell me about your Sherpa.
What I started doing was, hey guys, it's your girl. I got a free entry +1 to, Yonkers half marathon. Mm-hmm. Would anybody like to come race alongside of me? You would, if you could. At the time now, I finally built up the endurance and stuff, but I would have them, carry my medical supplies or my water, or depending on how many miles, or my camelback. Mm-hmm. And if you see me running, if I'm running like a straight marathon or half marathon or whatnot, I don't like to stop. and then because of my crutches, my wrists tend to they become stiff.
Yeah.
So I can't grab water because my hands are so like just stuck in that.
Yeah, they're locked.
So they'll literally give me water. They'll literally give me my medical supplies. They'll literally put a protein bar in my mouth while I'm running.
Right.
Like, I need them.
Yeah.
They're the backbone of how I can accomplish something, you know? Sometimes I've been in negative spots and they've been like, let's talk.
It's great to have that support.
And sometimes it's been the other way around too.
Right.
I'm like, man, you are not prepared for this.
Right.
I need to start screening better. I'm just kidding. But it's always worked out.
Yeah.
It's always worked out. But it goes back to teamwork.
Yeah. It's
Teamwork.
all about the
Totally.
we,
And it's always been someone different, which has been great because I've been able to hear some of the most amazing stories because we have the time.
Right.
Because they open up.
Right.
Because they feel, hey, I might be able to get a little vulnerable on this 13.1 mile course.
Yeah, you got time.
We got some time.
There's a quote I heard this morning at a leadership talk, and I'm just going to read it to you, and I want to just
Yeah, thank you.
about it. Illness is born in the I, and wellness is born in the we.
It's true. We.
Yeah, we.
There's nothing. Yeah, there's nothing I can say that would be like, oh, I.
Yeah.
Everything has been like, oh wait, so and so was there. Oh, we brought so and so on this.
The more I spend time with people like yourself, the more I find that I is weak.
Yeah.
And we is so much stronger. But it takes such strength to admit that. Not just verbally, but like live by it, you know? I know you know.
That's just because I think a lot of it too has to do with society. Like we're just so taught to, you're a man.
Right.
You got to do this on your own, or you're a strong woman.
Yeah,
I mean, there are songs about it. There's like people still.
I think that's a tool to be used
Yeah.
at times. Like, let's say, you got
Totally.
your heart broken or you're in a dark spot.
Well, that's but we're talking like things where you got to like.
These are people that still have yet to make it to the mailbox.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And when I say profession, it's a profession. It's your life. In your life.
It is. I'm not working a 9-to-5 job, so this is my life.
in your life, what is the most difficult thing that you have to deal with?
The most difficult thing I have to deal with is, man, that's a good question. I want to say, I'm sorry, give me a second here.
Sure, take your time.
Because I'm like,
because
this is not a factor.
I can feel you thinking.
Yeah,
like that. I appreciate thought.
What was the question again?
I can't read it again though. No, I'm
just
kidding.
kidding.
In your profession or your life,
what is the hardest thing?
What is the most difficult thing that you have to deal with?
People's opinion.
Good answer.
People's opinion. I'm surprised that didn't come sooner, but people's opinion. I can't tell you, I was literally working for 24 hours in New York 3 days ago. And I mean, I don't even think I slept more than an hour. But I knew I knew I had to work. And someone was like, someone on, not in my circle, outsider looking in.
I'm sorry, what was that?
An outsider looking in.
Oh, outsider looking in.
Yeah, people, they got opinions.
Of course.
What are you doing? It must be nice to be in New York. It's not like you work or anything. Something like that. Something really negative. And I'm like, if you only knew the downtime I got to sleep on the plane, but coming back I had to work. Like, no. People just assume like things are just given once you've reached a platform, or that you don't have people don't see the hard work that goes into it.
Assumption's too easy.
The training that I have to do. I can't do the race this way, so I'm going to have to figure out mentally, sit down and think, okay, how am I going to be able to train for this? Completely different, but still get to the end result, which is crossing that finish line. That's really hard already before I even started.
And was this an adaptive athlete?
No, but it's come from all angles. It's come from all angles, and I get it. I mean, looking from the outside and not looking at all the hard work, and that's what kind of anybody. But yeah, people's opinions. But you just got to keep on.
Yeah.
I mean, the only way. I mean, you'll prove them wrong by just staying consistent and keep being loud about your mission.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. So, as a public figure, how do you create positive meaning for other people?
You be loud about that positive. You need to truly, genuinely need to be positive. You can't force it. It will eventually be exposed if you're not positive. Like,
Right.
you know what I mean? It's going to come to light some way or another.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not right away.
Yeah.
But you generally, it has to really be from your gut.
Yeah.
And it has to speak in all levels. And what you do, what you say, I mean, what you wear, I mean, everything. Everything. Yeah, like, look at my hat.
Yeah.
I'm like, it has to be in everything. The way you handle situations, the way you talk to people who are higher up. I mean, every situation.
Right.
And it just reflects. When you are just positive and go team, and it just radiates.
Yeah. It's infectious.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good. Okay. A couple more. Just a few more
Yeah,
questions.
no, you're good.
What brings you the most joy in what you do?
A couple of things, amazing comments that I get. Oh my God, Misty, I follow you. Thank you so much. Because of you, I started racing. Because of you, I've even gotten, my doctor told me to abort my child with spina bifida. Someone told me to look you up. I'm changing my mind. I've had people say, hey, I was on The Biggest Loser or whatever, on this TV show, and it didn't go as planned, but you know what? I'm going to do it on my own, and I'm going to lose that weight. Or because of you, I started, getting into adaptive sports. Because of you, I started walking. And my Spina Beautiful kids. I just had a talk with one of them in Seattle. She's 12, going on 20, and she has a problem with speaking up when she's in pain. So I'm like, wait a minute, I got stories to tell you for days, girl.
Yeah.
So, you just, I can't physically, the best way for me to teach is to just give examples of things that I've been through. And thankfully, I've been through everything and back. So I got many examples to help teach people. And, that's what it is.
What do you wish people would ask you more about?
Ooh, that's a good question. What do I wish people would ask me more about? I don't know.
Okay.
Something as just like social media wise, or just all aspects?
Whatever it means to you. No wrong answer.
How's your day going?
My day's going pretty well.
Seriously, how's your day going?
Because I'm just going to answer because you just
Yeah, no, seriously.
My day's going well because this was a surprise interview.
Surprise!
You literally, I was talking to somebody else. I was like, hey, Missy, I've been wanting to talk to you for a while. Let's do that. But in that, yeah, I actually get that. How's your day going?
Yeah, I think is sometimes people expect, Missy's going to be a ball of inspiration. I'm going to get it, and I'm going to be able to fuel my day. But if you simply just, I'm always going to be honest and truthful. So that just opens a conversation to anything.
Yeah.
That's like the foundation of I love everything else, don't get me wrong. But even when you're talking to somebody, you can just tell just by their demeanor and their face and their, their eyes, how they really are. And,
How is your day going?
It's going great.
Good. I can tell.
It's going great. I'm living the life, man.
Okay, so last question here, and then we'll let you get off to your next awesome plan. So we, the past is history. The future's a mystery. The present is a gift, right? It's
Yes.
right here. But we don't know what tomorrow holds. So I like to ask people, like, kind of my little hashtag is get busy living, right? Because life's just passing us by.
Totally.
How do you, Misty Diaz, get busy living?
I help other people. I stay active. I set a small goal at least once a day. I'm always looking for a challenge. It doesn't always have to be a race. My recent challenge has been I'm coming out with my own lipstick line. That's a challenge in itself. There was a 2-week setback on manufacturing. I've been, man, this is the challenge. It comes from all things of just constantly just seeing, okay, what else can we do? What else positiveness can we do? How can this help people? Just setting goals, staying consistent. It doesn't always have to be racing. Cheering for others. There's a long list.
Yeah, sure. That's
Long
great.
list.
That's That's why you're living more than most people are.
I'm doing pretty good.
I think you're doing very well. Misty, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
I've been wanting to speak with you and get to know you a little bit for a long time.
Thank you.
And I really
appreciate your time.
thank you for your time.
Thanks so much for tuning into the show. Please share and subscribe.